First of all, before even looking at anything specific to Janna or Sona, you have to look at the ancient coin line, which was buffed to give more gold consistently compared to Spell Thieves and Targons. Increased gold generation helps Janna and Sona a lot because items are so important for them. Traditionally, the definition of a support is a champion that functions well without much gold, but Janna and Sona actually scale very well with items. They just need teammates to be effective. So before all else, coins gold generation needs to be reduced. Not only would this be good to nerf Janna and Sona, it would also be good for the support meta in general because it generates so much gold that even champions that supposedly shouldn't go coin are getting it. Moving on to nerfs for specific champions though, let's start with Janna. Her shield duration should be reduced by 2 seconds at level 1 and scale up to its current value of 5 seconds. Janna is naturally strong in team fights because she peels her AD carry and helps them to carry, so she scales very well, but she's supposed to have less impact early, and her goal is to just lose lane gracefully. So it's on the other support to make plays during the laning phase and win their team the game, or Janna will just win by default. The problem is, right now, there's not enough of a window to punish her in lane. The way it sort of goes is Janna's shield is her main ability, and if she wastes it, then there's an opportunity to punish her while it's down. The thing is, it lasts 5 seconds on a 9-second cooldown, which means that there's only a 4-second window to do anything. That's not nothing, but considering the fact that the counterplay to shields should be waiting them out and then punishing them, and the time it's up is actually longer than the time it's down, it really needs to not last as long for there to be a significant window to punish poor shields in lane. Janna is at her weakest point in laning phase, but since there isn't much time to punish a poor shield, it can often feel like Janna is playing poorly but gets away with it unpunished. It is better for Janna to get clean trades where she reacts properly with shield, but if she doesn't, it doesn't feel like the enemy support has enough time to exploit it. Making the duration lower would make laning against Janna feel more interactive because she would have to respond properly to your trades, and if she does not, she'll lose a lot for it. This wouldn't change her core gameplay, it would actually accentuate how it is right now. Her team fighting would be the same, her peel would be the same. From level 9 onwards, literally nothing would be different, and she would still have all her current strengths. All that would change is in lane, she would have the window to be punished for making a mistake with shield that currently she sort of but doesn't really have. And if Janna actually shields cleanly, it won't really affect her. Now for Sona, coin shouldn't give 15% missing mana back on assists. Mana back on assists is a fantastic stat for Sona, so even though this sounds like a general nerf, it's actually targeted specifically at Sona. The reason is Sona is the most mana hungry and participates in almost every kill. This means it's very easy for her to go out of mana, but since she participates in every kill someone she touched with an aura gets, she can fix that with mana back on kills. Numbers are usually pretty meaningless because we just play by feel, so we have no context for the numbers, but Sona's W costs 100 mana on a 3.3 second cooldown, which is such a mana drain, it should just give you a sense of how much her aura spam costs. So mana back on kills helps her fix that, which combined with the 10% CDR medallion gives, which is nice since you rush sensor before completing Sightstone, and the simple amount of gold it gives, it makes medallion stronger than Frostfang. If medallion didn't give mana back on kills, and its gold generation was brought to the same level as Frostfang, then Sona would go Frostfang simply because it gives AP rather than HP regen. Spell Thief Sona has a ton of counterplay simply because Sona's so easy to kill. She's basically a caster minion. There are some champs who catching and killing isn't really the counterplay to. For example, like a tank like Gragas, it's not worth burning all your damage on them. But Sona is so easy to kill that the moment she steps out of position, if you CC her, you can burst her almost for free. And going Spell Thieves instead of coin puts Sona in a more aggressive trading pattern where she wants to actually trade with you instead of AFK collecting coins. And the thing about coins is they were designed to sort of disrupt that AFK lane playstyle, but because you have to actually collect the coins. but they last so long, you can usually wait for the wave to be in a better spot before picking them up, and you can pick them up from a decent range. But with Stealthy, Sona doesn't just want to sit ridiculously far back in the lane and press Q and W occasionally. She actually wants to trade with you and power chord you, which gives you more opportunities to kill her. So getting rid of the mana on assists and reducing the gold generation would put Sona into a playstyle where she's more vulnerable. Neither of these changes would affect the champion's core strengths or identity. They would just give them the potential to be punished in lane that they should have. And I really want to emphasize this, that these champs would be more than playable after these nerfs. They would still be some of the strongest champions in solo queue, just more punishable without their needlessly strong aspects.